Don't tell me how to play, don't tell me how to speak.
Yeah, my name's Conrad, and I'm gonna give some artist tips on being an artist, I guess, at this time. My first one will be to connect with your community. So basically, find out what other people are doing. What do they need? Um, because in the same way that you might be looking for some work right now or thinking like what is it you can do, actually the best thing to do is ask people like, what do you need from me? So contact people that you've been chatting to. Maybe there's some people you haven't made contact to in a while, and say, hey, like, what do you need? And they might need some, some if you're a musician, some music ideas or some editing or whatever it is. I would say just contact them and find out if there's anything you can do for someone else, and straight away, boom, that's a collaboration, and you're working on something straight away. So tip two would be, what about those things that you've always been planning to do but been putting off, but you've been caught up in the cycle of being busy, whether it be with work all the time or work and then family things or leisure things, and there are those things that you put off that you really want to do. Um, so maybe it's doing up your website, maybe it's creating other material that you don't have. So I tell myself every year, I'm gonna let you in a secret. Every year I say to myself that I'm gonna make some more songs on my loop station that have less swearing in, because a lot of my material is from shows and it's very angsty and has a lot of swearing. And I always tell myself I'm going to write some shows that just kind of, obviously say what I want to say, be really important, be great music, but cut the swearing out. So the main point is for you to look for those other jobs. I think just to keep going, and actually do the meaningful tasks that you need to do. Maybe it's, I'm gonna say, working on your website. Maybe it's making a playlist on your YouTube channel. Maybe it's updating your YouTube channel. All those little things that actually are quite boring, also, but you need to do as an artist. Find the time to do it now. Okay, another tip would be to this is also to help your art, but it's some kind of a practical thing, and it would be to look for different pots of funding. So first, I'll go to the Arts Council. There's develop your own practice funds. There are other funds for artists. If you're a musician or musician based, there is PRS. Sometimes there are equity funds. Look out for as much funding as possible. A lot of artists, especially kind of ones that are haven't gone to university or drama school, or maybe they've done those things, but I would say kind of like from a more working class background, are usually either don't know about funding and funds, or um, are nervous to. So a lot of sick artists I know are like, oh yeah, um, I'll get it a different way, a proper way. Whereas that's how artists are funded is through funding. That's how they make money. It's the same way as anything else to support yourself. So make sure that you look out there for all the different funding pots. It's legit. It's how your favorite artist is getting money. Someone else is funding them, whether it be a bank, whether it be a commission, whether it be stakeholders, whoever it is. So don't feel nervous about applying for different kinds of funding to support you in your art and whatever you're doing. Another tip would be to be experimental. So especially in this time of kind of less performance live and lockdown, it's an opportunity to change our practice a little bit or experiment and kind of go a bit nuts, because actually it's not safe to play it safe now because everything has changed. So it's definitely not safe to play it safe. We don't know what the future is going to hold. So experiment with Zoom, experiment with sound, experiment with your phone, experiment with all sorts of different platforms, Instagram, experiment with create a Spotify playlist. It might be something completely out of what it is you do. It could be quite interesting. Create an Audible playlist on your website. To do things that are creative and different. I think that will keep your juices flowing, and it means that when we come out of this time, you will be ready to, with these other ideas, you've learned all these other things, and you've got all the skills you've had before. Now you have this other experience. This is a time to play, a perfect time to play. And I would say again, it's not safe to play it safe. So just go for it. So I work with a lot of young people, and they're like, Conrad, what's going on? And like, what's happening next? And they want to know details. And I also want to know details. I'm not working. I'm not getting to have that creative connection with performers who I work with, or also present stuff myself in the normal way. I'm doing it, but not in the normal way. Um, but look, life is short, art is long. Take your time. Like at the end of the day, this will pass. Don't worry. Do small tasks each day. Maybe don't make something today. Don't worry about it. It will always be there. Um, Maybe you have to worry about your family today. But this is your career. If it's something that you love, it will be there. You know, it will come back to you. And take your time. Do little bits here and there. Because as long as it's in your heart and it's your passion, it's not going to go away. And it's very tough to sustain anything, any project, anything you do. It can be hard to keep that going. But actually, it's easier being able to let go and know that it's going to come back to you. So as I say, you know, art is long. It's going to take the time it takes. Don't worry about it.
Don't tell me how to breathe. Don't tell me how to speak. Don't tell